And we are live. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chris Stonadge channel. Just the Stonadge channel. I have not even changed this to 370 subscribers. How are we? It's been an amazing day. What will my score prediction be as well? I'm just going to put my score prediction in here as well. Shows how my lack of actual thing. I'm going to go 1-0 to Newcastle. But anyway, we are ready to rumble. How are we? Yusuf is in the chat. Good to see you, my friend. Let's have a look to see how everyone is. Spencer's here. Good to see you. Callum's here. How are we, Granny Dwarf? How are we doing? Well? Welcome. Newcastle United v Leicester. It's the first of the Carabao Cup quarterfinals. I'm about to say semi-finals. Stop getting ahead of yourself, Stonadge. But we are ready to rumble. 3-0 Newcastle, says Granny Dwarf. 3-0 says Yusuf as well. Good to see so many of you in so early. Blimey. Good to see you all. Lovely to see you all. Expecting quite a good game today, lads. I think it'll be quite fun. Newcastle have only lost twice all season. None at St James's Park. That's why I'm very confident of them getting a win. United v Charlton are playing as well, yep. So you guys will be in charge of keeping me updated with that one. I will be a couple of seconds behind because we all know what happens with Chris Stonadge and Sky Go, don't we? It always goes very much about 30 seconds behind. We all know this, so don't worry about that. Just make sure if there is a goal and you guys know about it, don't let me know too much. Hello, Linus. How are we doing? I think Charlton could beat United, says Callum. I hope so too, man. Ring-a-dingo McCheese Wedge says Newcastle winning on pens. That is a fun one. How are you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see David in the chat as well. How are we doing, mate? I haven't even said hello to you yet. You're just part of the furniture, David. That's why. So we're at St James's Park this evening. I think it's going to be a pretty comfortable one for Newcastle United. But let me just go through the teams before we do anything. Obviously, Newcastle making some changes after their loss at Sheffield Wednesday in the week. Nick Pope in goal for the Toon with Trippier, Cher, Botman and Byrne at the back. Sean Longstaff, Bruno Guimaraes and Joe Willock in midfield with Almiron, Wilson and Joel Linton. So it's basically back to their first team. In for Leicester, Danny Ward in goal. They've already gone with a strong team as well. Castagna right back, Amati and Wout Faes in defence with Luke Thomas at left back. Marco Brighton and Ndidi in the sort of a pivot, we think, with Tielemans, Perez and Barnes behind Daka. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Tielemans and Ndidi. Google thinks he's going to be all Brighton and Ndidi. I think it'll be Tielemans and Ndidi in that midfield too. So yeah, someone called Manio playing for United. Who? Manu. Oh, I get it. Charlton for United, as I said, on at the very same time, but we are focusing on what I would choose as the bigger game between two Premier League clubs, Newcastle and Leicester. So yeah, it's going to be a really, really fun stream. Thank you for all the support so far recently. I did do a video earlier on Joao Felix, which probably didn't release it at the right time, to be honest, but I am also going to put a video out later on Cody Hakpo and Maino. Okay. On Cody Hakpo and how I think a lot of people have been overreacting already to what's the start been. So yeah, Tottenham TJR, how are we, friend? My friend. I've had a very good day, mate. I've written a few articles. I've planned a few streams. I have decided now, guys, I'm not going to do all 7 days this week. I'm only going to do 6. But on Saturday, it's going to be an absolute marathon. I'm definitely doing Man United v Man City at 12:30. I'm potentially going to be doing Liverpool v Brighton, depending on if I can find a stream. And I'm also going to be doing the KSI versus FaZe temper fight. So make sure to stay there. And Saturday is going to be mega day. It's Super Saturday for me. The Man United team, okay, Tom Heaton in goal. Blimey, they've changed a lot. Mainu. Kobe Mainu, that's a great name, that is. He's only 17 years old, born in 2005, you know. 2005! He was born just before the Champions League final. I say that like I'm not young, I'm 20, but like, what? Charlton playing quite a strong side, but it's I don't think they'll beat United today. It's a big chance for Erik ten Hag in the Carabao Cup, you know. Massive chance for them to go and win it. Brighton away, I'm preparing myself for disappointment. Yeah. I potentially. I'm trying to find a stream at the moment that's going to be good enough in order to watch along that stream. So yeah. Just snatch the car, don't snitch. Ah, you're playing Marvel superheroes, are you? I love that. I love that, mate. I've never been a Marvel man. Never really liked Marvel, to be honest. Yeah, we've got Newcastle v Leicester this evening. I said 1-0. If you guys haven't put your predictions in the chat already, please make sure to do so. As I said, I will be live for all the Carabao Cup semi-finals this week, apart from obviously United and Charlton, because quarterfinals, sorry. The Carabao Cup quarterfinals, apart from Man United v Charlton, because that's also on tonight, and I'm not watching it. So I've got hot chocolate tonight, lads. Hot chocolate on the vibes. I've gone for a Costa hot chocolate. Let me know what you guys think of that. Some people are dead in the water on their Cadbury. I've gone for a Costa one. It's the first one I've ever had. I'm reasonably impressed, you know. It was on club card prices, £2.60, so it's a dub. Hello, Mike. How are we? It's 5-1 for Brighton. This looks like it's free money. Hey, Mike. How are we? 4-0 Newcastle, says David. Do you guys think it's going to be that comfortable? I know Leicester are bad, but they're not that bad. Yusuf says 4-2 Brighton in that Liverpool game. We will be doing lots of Liverpool chat as well today, I'm sure. So we came off the back of Oxford v Arsenal yesterday. Obviously, Mudryk, then the whole deal came through with that. Anthony crashed his car the other day on the motorway. Did he? Bless. I hope he's okay. I saw that the Indian cricketer Rishabh Pant did the same thing, and it was really quite a horrible injury for him. But yeah, it looks like he's going to be in recovery, but he's having an operation. Yeah, a lot of people are thinking Newcastle are going to walk this. I'm not too sure. Leicester have just got something about them in knockout games and cup competitions. I think they can certainly challenge. I think Ringadinga, you might be right. I've only put 1-0. It's going to be tight, I think. Tottenham has said 1-1 with 4-3 Newcastle on pens. Interesting. Very interesting. So yeah, we will be live tonight. As I said, we are live tomorrow as well, I believe, for the... Is it Man City Southampton tomorrow, I believe? So yeah, we're going to be watching that one then. Fulham v Chelsea Thursday. Villa Leeds on Friday. Man City v Man United on Saturday. Potentially Brighton against Liverpool on Saturday. As well as Spurs versus Arsenal. So loads and loads of stuff. I'm not doing Spurs versus Arsenal. I'm doing the KSI fight instead. You guys can shout at me, but I want Sunday off instead. I want Sunday off. 3-1 Newcastle, says Mike. 2-1 says Linus. Yeah, I think Leicester might do a job on them tonight. I've just got a sneaking feeling. I know that they were absolutely dreadful against them at the King Power at the on Boxing Day, and Newcastle coasted past them. But realistically, I think it's going to be a difficult one for Newcastle tonight. A more difficult one than they potentially predict. And that's why I've gone for 1-0 to the Toon. The goals, they scored 3 goals in no time last time out. So, yeah, not a great one for Brendan Rodgers and his team. But it could be a bit of solace for the Foxes. They've not had a great season at all. They've slumped back into a bit of poor form. And, yeah, having the Carabao Cup there is at home, away from home, you know, it's basically a free hit for them tonight, and they've gone strong, and it's good to see that teams are taking this competition seriously. There's no reason why a team like Leicester couldn't win it. Same with Newcastle. I think obviously Newcastle are in a stronger position this season, but they're still in the same sort of bracket of teams trying to look up the table, and they've obviously got a lot more money than Leicester have. And but yeah, I think realistically, it's this season. If Man City don't win it, then why can't a team like Leicester do it? All they need is a bit of luck, lads. All they need is a bit of luck. Just got a notification from Sky Sports. Is that anything? Aston Villa agreed a fee with Real Betis for who? Who have they agreed a fee for? I don't know if it's legit or not, but for Alex Moreno, the defender, which is a left back. Obviously, Luca Digne has not had the greatest time, but yeah, good signing for Aston Villa. Callum says we need to win on Saturday with United potentially dropping points in the derby. Yeah, we absolutely do need to win, but I don't think... I think it's going to be very, very tight between us for the rest of the season. I think United will fall out of form, but you never know. They have played pretty ropey teams recently. Anyway, the teams look like they are coming out now. The Newcastle fans are waving their flags. 4 minutes to kick off. And yeah, Newcastle, of course, the one of the quarterfinals tonight. Nottingham Forest v Wolves is also tomorrow, with Southampton v Man City televised. Fulham v Chelsea as well is a game that is going on Thursday. So that's one that I'll be watching. I'm looking forward to that, actually. I'm looking forward to all of the Carabao Cup games. It's one of my it probably is one of my favourite tournaments because you get to see different teams usually played out. Especially with like rotational sides, especially with Liverpool. Like, I love watching the kids play, and yeah, it's just enjoyable. I enjoy it, man. I really do. Newcastle, the St James's Park looked absolutely bouncing. They've only won one of their last 14 Carabao Cup or League Cup quarterfinals in whatever iteration of sponsor that they have had. So, big game. Big game for Newcastle, and they can really prove that they're about it. They haven't won a trophy since 1969, so it's something for them to really aspire to. And Eddie Howe, for them to win a trophy early on in their reign of supremacy, I'm sure that they'll be one of the greatest teams in the country come the end of this decade. To win a League Cup would be magnificent and a great springboard for them to jump on. And if they can get top 4 as well, how amazing would that be? Apparently, Dan Juma could also leave this month. Surely he's going to Villa potentially. I think that'd be a great signing for Villa. But they've spent a lot of money recently. A lot of money. They did back Stevie in the market. Stevie hasn't had the greatest record though in his time. And Unai Emery is obviously not the greatest transfer man you could ever say. I mean, look at his Arsenal signings. None of them really worked out in great success. So, yeah, I think if they're trusting Emery, then fair play. Mike says, I think if we take 6 points off Brighton and Chelsea, we will get top 4. I think it's just the swings and roundabouts of it, mate, to be honest. One week, if we win a game, everyone will be like, yeah, we're getting top 4. The next week, if we don't win a game, everyone will be like, nah, we're finished. It's just football. It's why we love it, because it's such it displays such an array of emotions. But anyway, the teams are walking out now, led by Kieran Trippier and Mark Albrighton. Danny Ward and Nick Pope also following the two goalkeepers. One of, the Welsh number 1. For the future, definitely. Wayne Hennessy won't be getting in after his performances. And certainly a candidate to be England number 1 if Jordan Pickford's Everton continue to slump. So an absolutely packed and rammed St James's Park this evening. A quarter-final. Massive moment for them. Massive moment for them. So, let's take you through the teams once more then. Newcastle United led out by Eddie Howe. Nick Pope is in goal, of course, formerly of Burnley. With a back four of Kieran Trippier, Fabian Schär, Sven Botman and Dan Burn. Sean Longstaff, Bruno Guimaraes and potentially Liverpool target Joe Willock are in midfield, with Miguel Almiron, Callum Wilson and Joe Linton the front three. It's basically the first team. On the bench, notable names Chris Wood and Alexander Isak in particular, with Elliot Anderson, who also started the game against Sheffield Wednesday on the substitutes bench for Eddie Howe's men. Brendan Rodgers is Leicester, start of course, as I mentioned, with Danny Ward in goal. Wales is new number 1, or well, realistically number 1 anyway. Castagna, Amati, Wout Faes and Thomas. Obviously, the two centre-backs haven't had the greatest times recently, with Tielemans, Ndidi and Ayoze Perez in a midfield 3. Up front for the Foxes, Mark Albrighton, Patson Daka and Harvey Barnes. It's had Mark Albrighton in several places. I think this is how they're going to line up in a 4-3-3. Kelechi Iheanacho, Jamie Vardy and Non-Police Mendy are on the bench, but not many other first-team candidates. Kyle Soyuncu is as well. So, we are getting very, very much ready for kickoff here at St James's Park on the Stonadge channel. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, then please do. It is greatly appreciated. We're trying to get to 400 now by the end of the month. If we do, that'd be unbelievable. If not, then we move. We will move anyway. We're having a great, great time here on the channel. So, yeah, I'm just enjoying making content. So, yeah, anyway. Only a few seconds till kickoff now. As I said, I will be a little bit behind, so please make sure to not go too. Don't spoil it for me, all right? I'll be a little bit behind, as I mentioned. So yeah, if you want to, you can sync my clock with your clock on the TV, and that's usually the best way to do it, and that's how all the professionals do it anyway. In the chat for sure. Anyway, Newcastle are getting into a huddle now. Players that have played for both Leicester and Newcastle. That is an intriguing one. I'm not too sure, mate. Take me through some of those, Joes. Joe's film. Nice to see you in the chat. I've never seen you before, mate. Newcastle players just getting into a huddle before they are ready to kick off here. Newcastle United against Leicester City in the Carabao Cup quarter final. It's going to be an interesting one. A very, very interesting one. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to the game. Brendan Rodgers zoomed in on before the teams kick off here. Ready? Come on. Hurry up now. They're taking their time. And Leicester City are going to be the team to get us underway at St James's Park. Patson Daka, a man who has been quite wasteful recently for them. And will he? When will he get going? Come on, hurry up. Ian Crocker and Andy Hitchcliffe are on the commentary for Sky, but it is Chris Stonadge here for you on the Stonadge channel, and it is launched for by WATCHALONG, and we are off here at St James's Park. And already Leicester are looking to get in behind. It's well defended in the end by Kieran Trippier, who takes a captain's armband tonight for Newcastle. Iosi Perez is Namsamani. Yeah, good point, actually. There's Perez playing tonight. And here he is. I don't know what sort of reception he'll get at St James's Park. He's bodied Trippier, but he's going to be cleared away now. Played to Trippier and now into Guimaraes. Wide. Chance for Almiron to burst forward, and Newcastle already on the attack. Here's Almiron. Still Almiron. Played wide. Going to be a chance to cut back. An opportunity for Newcastle, and he's put it just wide. What a start that would have been for Sean Longstaff. 46 seconds in, and already Newcastle threaten. It was brilliant from Almiron. He played the ball wide into, I believe it was Joe Willock who was darting forward. The cutback to Sean Longstaff is probably one of the last people you wanted it to fall it to in that area. But he had to score. It should be 1-0 to Newcastle. After just 46 seconds, he scuffs it into the ground and it goes wide. What a moment that would have been for the Newcastle Academy graduate. What team do I support? I'm a Liverpool fan, mate, but I'm actually a football fan first. I love Liverpool. I always have done. It's given away by Newcastle. It's a throw in now to Mark Albrighton. I'm a football fan, but I'm a massive Liverpool fan as well. Hence the photo of Fernando Torres. And it's put out of play there by Daniel Amate. So yeah, I'm a big Liverpool fan, but mostly a football fan. Which is what I would say nowadays. I was only Liverpool for a bit, but yeah, I've grown to love the game as much as I've had my club. So, and Joel Linton has tapped it out of play for a throw into Leicester City. 2 minutes in, Newcastle really should be ahead. As I said, Sean Longstaff. It was brilliant from Almiron. Played the ball to Willock with a cut back, and then unfortunately, it was scuffed wide by the Geordie boy. Hey Falafel, how we doing? Another chance for Newcastle here. Cut back. Chance! Oh, it's flashed wide. It's unlucky for Bruno Guimaraes. Flash wide. Really unlucky for Guimaraes. It was came to the edge of the box from an interception from Amati. It was flicked back, and it wasn't far away. It was dragged a little bit. It looked all the way, if we're being honest. Do I have a second team? Cardiff City, probably. Danny Simpson maybe played for... Yes, that's another one. Good shout, Dave. Any takeover news updates on Liverpool? All I can tell you is that the Qatari investments will not be major in the club because they already own PSG, unless they completely ditch PSG up. But here's Daka for Leicester. Can he get in behind? He's well intercepted by Botman. Going to be picked up by Albrighton. He's lost it. Harvey Barnes, has lost it, and it's going to be cleared away. There's a man down for Newcastle. I think it's... is it Cher? Yeah, Fabian Cher is down for Newcastle. The referee is attending. I think it might be a head injury. Oh dear. It's from a head clash with Patson Daka. Oh, ow. Ow. Fabian Cher rightfully down on the floor for that one. That is a bad head injury, I think. He's still holding his head. Yeah, realistically, if the Qataris are going to invest in that Qatari family, then realistically, they're not gonna buy a big club like Manchester United or Liverpool because they won't get money for their shares. If they did sell PSG, I would say it would be a possibility, but they're not going to sell PSG. They're making far too much money, and they got guaranteed income by winning the league every year. Yeah, you're bang on there, Yusuf. I know, Yusuf. I know Torres. I was just seeing your comment about Torres. I know he did, but he was the first player that I fell in love with when I was a kid. I absolutely adored him. So he was my boy. Yeah, 0-0 here. We are, as I said, we are going to be live for all the Carabao Cup semi-finals that are on telly. So yeah, I don't think we'll get the Glazers. Share back to Pope now, who launches it forward. Mbappe on PSG. Wow. Harvey Barnes. They're appealing for offside here, Newcastle. He's been tackled wide. Need phase up top, says Casper. Yeah, you bang on there, mate. Good finisher of the ball, to be fair. Great finisher. That second goal, mate. That second own goal, I still can't fathom what he was trying to do. Trippier fouled. Free kick to Newcastle United. Fouled by Ndidi. I'm sure that this might be his last season as a Leicester player. I wouldn't mind him at Liverpool, you know. He's not had the greatest of campaigns last few seasons, but launched forward towards Joel Linton. It's going to come all the way through for a goal kick to Leicester City. It's a big game for Brendan Rodgers. He's under a lot of pressure, of course, in the league, but in the FA Cup, in the League Cup, he's basically got a free run. If they go and win a trophy, then realistically, he's void. He's got them into European football. That's all they needed. Oh, it's a bad miss. I just seen it's a bad miss from Longstaff. Biggest football in football. I like Ndidi Yusuf. He's just not had a great time recently. Chance for Tielemans now, and it's a chance for Leicester. Oh, Daka's could have been there, but yeah, Yusuf. It's a back two. It's a defensive pairing of Amati and Wout Faes, which personally I think is going to be quite scary for Newcastle, for Leicester. And Almiron's just got past Faes. It's Miguel Almiron. He's cut it back, deflected, and it's wide. Unlucky from Callum Wilson. Big chance for Newcastle United. Almiron absolutely did Wout Faes in for pace. You can see the confidence brimming from his physique. He got past the Belgian easily, played it back to Callum Wilson, whose effort was deflected wide. Really well done by Daniel Amati. It was a big chance for the Magpies. Met football rivalry. Right. I'll answer that question in a minute, Tottenham TGR, because we have a Newcastle United corner now. Two big chances for them to score. Leicester just look easy to cut through here. Maybe you guys were right and I was wrong with the whole tight game thing. Leicester have also got through a couple of times, though. Corner for Newcastle. In for Joel Linton. It's headed towards the back post, and it's a big chance. Again, just evaded the head of Dan Burn, and it's going to go out for a Leicester goal kick. Oh, it's unlucky, really. I think Burn may have been offside. The header from Joel Linton. Burn just couldn't quite lift his head up in time. The biggest football rivalry, that's a massive one. I think the South American ones and the Turkish ones are massive. They literally cause fights. But in terms of numbers, you've got to say El Clasico and then Liverpool v Man United. But in terms of feistiness and true hatred of each other, I'd say they're like Besiktas and Galatasaray, and Fenerbahce and Galatasaray as well hate each other. River Plate and Boca Juniors, massive. Celtic and Rangers is just a ridiculous level of passion in that game. But yeah, I'd say that. Do I think FSG will sell Liverpool before the summer? No. I think they'll sell Liverpool whenever they get a convenient bidder. So I can't tell you a time frame. Danny Ward with a great kick wide for Barnes. It's taken down by Perez, who's lost it. And it's a free kick to Newcastle. He's fouled Sean Longstaff in midfield. Chance for Newcastle now to just regroup. Leicester, to just regroup. I heard Leicester can't afford to pay Rodgers' contract off of that skin. That's intriguing, isn't it? I mean, a team who are doing so well, building up so well, won the FA Cup as well. Should have qualified for the Champions League in 2 consecutive years, but bottled it twice. Yeah. Burnley v Blackburn. Yeah, East Lancashire derby. Great show of passion there. Very different style of derbies to some. Launched into the box towards Burn. He's won the header. It's fallen for Newcastle. Wilson. He's come back for Almiron. And wide to Trippier. Back to Almiron. He's going to get the cross in. It's going to go out for a Newcastle United corner. Hello, Hannah. How are we? Almiron is just a different beast this season, man. He really, really is. I don't know what Eddie Howe's done to him, but he has just changed. He's got so much more confidence and clarity of thought. It's really good to see the improvement in players. They don't have to just go and buy players. To see the improvement in a player like Almiron is brilliant. It's a corner now for Newcastle, and they did cause a lot of danger from the last one. It's Trippier with the ball in, headed away by Ndidi. It's going to come out as a poor volley in the end, and it's well won by Leicester. Can they counter-attack towards Perez? No, Trippier is intercepted. Wide for Kieran Trippier again. And in for Wilson, who's got it on the turn. He's not been pressed by Ndidi. Wilson. Good challenge by Ndidi. He's up against Thomas, and Ndidi has won it back. It's what Grealish did to him. And here's Daka for Leicester. He's not got much support, but he's got the pace up against three Newcastle defenders. He's decided to find Tielemans. It's deflected, and it's a good challenge from Newcastle. But Leicester pick it up again. In for Ndidi. Wide for Timothy Castagna. Grealish, playing Grealish to be fair. Seems one-sided at the minute. Fingers crossed for the win. Who do you support, Dave? Leicester, I assume. Pretty well for New. Oh yeah, you're a Newcastle fan, aren't you, Dave? I remember. Bristol Rovers v Bristol City is always different level, to be fair. Yeah, I know. There's so many great rivalries, and that's what makes English football and British football so good. Liz is in the chat. How are we, Liz? Lovely to see you, my YouTube mother, shall we say? I'm very good. How are you, and how are the family? It's a free kick here for Newcastle. In for Joel Linton. And wide for Byrne. Turn. Oh, it's brilliant. It's a brilliant turn from Guimaraes. Wilson. Looking for Joel Linton. Wilson's got it back. It's come for Bruno. It can't fall for Miguel Almiron. It will do now, though. He's taking on his man. Here's Almiron. Still Almiron. Trippier's ball in is lofted towards the back post. Headed behind by Castagna and headed out by Albrighton. How did Craig and Paddy meet each other? Well, Craig and Paddy, back when Anfield Agenda, before I started, they reached out to me and said, do you want to be on? And I said, yes, I will. And 1 year and 2 months later, I left, which is a real shame, but it's just how it is. And now we're here, but we're trying to build our own brand, and that's the way forward, you know? Things move on in life, and even all great things have to come to an end. I will be still seeing the lads for the Real Madrid game, so it'll be great to see them. We're good. My son made his first piece of furniture with his dad. Oh, I wish I could do that, Liz. I'm absolutely bloody useless with my hands. Don't ask my missus that. No, I shouldn't have said that. I'm useless with that sort of thing. I'm good with technology, but that sort of thing, useless with. So yeah, fair play to him. King lost all their business during COVID, hence the lack of cash. Ah, okay. It's a chance for Newcastle here with Trippier. Is he going to get the ball in? He is. Headed away by Amati. Back for Joel Linton. There's such a lack of pressure on Newcastle on the edge of the box. They've really started this game well, and Iosi Perez shifts it wide and cleared now by Thomas, flicked on by and out by Leicester City. They'll just have to operate on sell to buy, which means realistically they should have sold Tielemans when they could, but he is literally their best player, so swings and roundabouts. What's going to happen to them? They might go down the next few years. It's turned by Wilson. Chance for Newcastle. He's got Almiron in the middle. Wilson. Almiron's been shoved, but he's picked the ball back up and had to take it wide. Trippier picks it up. It's a poor ball from Trippier, and it's going to be cleared away well by Leicester City. Harvey Barnes can't get there, but Perez can. He's gone wide for Daka. Can he keep it in? He can't. And it's a throw-in to the Magpies. In for Botman and Byrne. Joel Linton, who's dropped quite deep here. He's really found himself in both midfield and on the left-hand side. It's a really great moments for Joel Linton and Almiron, two players who were completely shunned by Newcastle and wide media fans alike. Yeah, I remember you were a Newcastle fan, Dave. I forgot, because I think you've come into another stream before, but it's a chance for Leicester. Here's Perez. Perez with the shot, and it's a good save by Nick Pope. It was straight at him in the end. Here go Leicester again. Thomas into Barnes. Now Daka towards Barnes, and it's well played out now by Newcastle. Bruno into Wilson. It's a foul, and it's a free kick to Newcastle there. Or just within their own half, foul by Daniel Amati. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, guys, please make sure to do so. It's been a brilliant, brilliant start. From only starting last week to being where we are today already is a complete and utter fever dream, really. So, yeah, thank you so much for that. But here's a chance for Newcastle to run with Willock. Willock inside. Joe Linton turns, and it's an opportunity for a shot, and it's just wide. It's so unlucky for Bruno. It's another chance on the edge of the box, and he's just dragged it wide of the left-sided post again. But Bruno Guimaraes has had 2 chances now from outside of the box. It's sat up so perfectly for him. He maybe could have gone with the other foot to curl it in, but instead went to drag it into the corner. He couldn't quite do that. Josh is in the chat. How are we, Josh, my friend? How are you? Great to see you, mate. How's your day been? David, you're bang on, mate. It's been all Newcastle so far. They had the one effort, Leicester, with Jose Perez. But realistically, Leicester are so easy to play through. Their midfield is pretty woeful. Headed forward by Newcastle. But Amati gets there first. And now it's back to Danny Ward, who's going to launch forward. To be fair, Danny Ward has had a pretty undulated season, hasn't he? He started it off pretty poorly, several mistakes, but what do you expect from a player who's not really played for 4 years? It's something to expect, but then he really got into his groove and then sort of not had the greatest amount of time since the World Cup to play, but Leicester haven't played well. Week 5 before the World Cup was the reason Leicester weren't in the relegation zone at the moment. So, yeah, it's intriguing. Intriguing to see how Leicester are going to deal with their situation. Wide for Albrighton here. Cuts inside, but it's well challenged by Joel Linton. Willock, oh, what a touch that is. Takes out 3 men, and Willock can drive forward here. He's going to rebound for Wilson. He's going to come to him quite luckily. Joel Linton's there. He's played it off the defender. Callum Wilson hurtles towards the ball and gets it. Looks to play it off the man. He instead goes to Joel Linton. Dan Burn is well challenged by Jose Perez. People with crap midfields can't cast stones. You bang on their list. I don't think so, Tottenham. Not while Southgate's manager, because I think Pickford does suit how Southgate plays. You have to pick a team that's really settled. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, you got to pick a team on form," but you got to pick a team that's cohesive. Joel Linton, a good ball into Willock. Can he get a ball cut back in again like he did with Longstaff earlier? He can. He's going to come all the way back. And it's going to be headed wide. Can he just keep it in, Almiron? He can't. It's a goal kick to Leicester. So it's still 0-0. 17 minutes in. It's been action-packed so far, guys. Really, really action-packed. Oh, cheers, Josh. Thank you, my friend. Well, your friends are absolute heroes. We had so much support on the Mudryk video, though, guys. Really appreciate that. So we're on 373 subs, by the way. That is mental. Considering we started on 200 at the start, which was still an unbelievable start. Like, realistically, I only promoted it a little bit. To be on 370 by nearly the end of the second week, we nearly doubled in size. It's pretty ridiculous, lads. I'm not going to lie. But we're just going to keep continuing to grow and keep growing the family, because I want to bring sort of a different style of coverage and content to the YouTube space. It's a foul by Leicester on Joel Linton. It's a free kick to Newcastle. Joel Linton fouled by Castagna. Free kick now to Newcastle. We will be doing mods as well, by the way, guys. I will be sorting mods out soon. I've been pretty darn useless with YouTubey things, but yeah, I will be sorting the mods out. I'll answer your question very, very soon, Amirali. That's an interesting one, and one that I'm really looking forward to answering, because it's something I've researched today. Trippier with the ball in, headed away. Chance for Newcastle. It's a brilliant save by Ward. What a save by Ward. Big opportunity for Newcastle. I think it was Longstaff again who was on the who had the effort. Was it Longstaff? It was. He pretty much had to score, but it's a brilliant save from Danny Ward to keep Leicester level. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that, my friend. Appreciate that. appreciate everyone. You're all great. It's another corner. I will answer your question, Amar Ali, because I'm buzzing for it. I'm looking forward to answering it. Trippier with the corner. Headed and wide. It's a goal kick now for Leicester. 19 minutes and 30 seconds gone. And it is still 0-0 between Newcastle and Leicester. Sean Longstaff has had the 2 biggest chances of the game. Thank you, Liz. I appreciate that. You're so nice. I love niceness. And that's what this channel's all about. It's about being nice. We're not trying to create toxicity. It's all about being nice here. Having a good time. 1-0 to Manchester United. David has updated us. Daka flicked on. Against Charlton Athletic. So realistically, what are we expecting, guys? Joel Linton for Newcastle. Good challenge. It's well intercepted by Ndidi. Now Longstaff, and they're playing on. It's a free kick to Newcastle now. Who scored for United, David? Let me know. Let me know where you wanna go. I could be the one trying to let you know. Thoughts on this shirt, by the way, lads? Absolute beauty with Darwizzy on the back. Got Darwin on the back. I would turn around, but it would kind of mess up everything on my setup. So I'm not going to do that. But yeah. The 90mm spinning merchant. Anthony. I really like him though, guys. I can't lie. I really like him. I just love the way he plays the game. I like him. Oh, it's a chance for Longstaff. Now Almiron's on the ball. He's got Trippier on the overlap. He found him. Chance for Newcastle again. And it's come to Danny Ward. And it's all Newcastle at the moment. I love to see their expected goals so far. What a chance again. I think, was it Longstaff again? It was short. It was between Longstaff and, I believe, Almiron. Was it Almiron and Longstaff? Bruno and Longstaff. It came off Bruno, off Fies, and then off Longstaff. Big opportunity again for Newcastle United. 21 minutes in. I know, Liz. I know. But I tried to remove the club bias from it and think, actually, I really quite like him. I just love Brazilian players who go, and any player who can go out and express themselves like that. It's a big challenge from Ndidi. Lucky for Newcastle, it didn't fall to a Leicester player. It's been all action for Sean Longstaff so far, hasn't it? We're just having a look at the Anthony goal now. It was a ball from the youngster wide to... oh, what a goal that is from Anthony. Unbelievably brilliant curled effort from the Brazilian. What a goal. So they lead Charlton by a goal to 0 at Old Trafford. We're still 0-0 here for Newcastle against Leicester. Daka. Hey, Bol, how are we, my friend? Not a problem, my man. No problem at all. Building a lovely little family here, aren't we? It's so cute. He's a modern-day Charles and Zogbia. I love that, Yusuf. That's a throwback I didn't think I'd have today. Charles and Zogbia. Surely a foul on Joel Linton. It's not, and Tielemans can try and get it away. It's well pressed by Willock. It's going back to Danny Ward. So... By the looks of this, so Newcastle have had 7 shots already. Leicester have had 1, and that was obviously Perez's effort from long range. And Perez has found Daka, by the way. Barnes has run offside, but Daka has found Albrighton. Still going. In for Tielemans, and he's won a Leicester corner here, I think. Is it a corner or a throw? It is a corner. Corner for the visitors, who have only had that 1 long range effort. No, it is a throw-in. It's only a throw-in. Hey, Jonathan, catching up on your show from Uganda. Oh, lovely, mate. Lovely. I very nearly went to Uganda in 2020. Unfortunately, something quite big got in the way of that, being a global pandemic. But luckily, I got a refund. Oh, blimey. He got blasted at Castagna, and he just kept it in. And it's intercepted by Wilfred and Ndidi, and it's a throw-in to Newcastle. 24 minutes in, and they've been the most domineering side. Lovely to see you, Jonathan, man. Thank you for joining. Indeed, he intercepts. It's another throw-in for Newcastle, sorry. Blimey, it's been a long day, guys. Been a long, long way together. So yeah, I'm going to look for applications to be head mod, lads. It's unpaid, but if anyone wants to become a mod, just let me know. DM me on Twitter, or just I'll put a message on a notice board later, and you guys can ask if you want to become a mod. I obviously know you guys already very, very well, and the ones who I can trust. So, and I already know that this community is going to be a positive one, and something that we can sort of inspire amongst each other and be productive. So yeah, I will be putting applications for mods. So let me know if you want to become one. What would a mod even do? Well, take out any knobheads in the chat, but at the moment, there's no one. So, it just means you've got a little recognition tab from me, basically. It's your little spanner. I haven't had to remove many people. Keep out the riffraff. Exactly, basically. But there's no real riffraff. Oh, let me answer that Kone and Kefren 2-Ram question. I have done my research today on Kefren 2-Ram. What a talent. I am so looking forward to seeing him. If he does come forward. Yeah, no mods ever get paid. But look, I was just saying, like, just in case. Kefren 2-Ram is a real unit. 21 years old. Obviously the son of Lilian and the brother of Marcus. Someone who I think would fit in immensely in this Liverpool side. He does need to improve on his true pace, but I'm very much up for it. And if we can get him in, £13 million is the supposed asking price from Nice. Yes, please, Mr. Henry. On Kwadio Kone, or Manu Kone as he's known, I think it's more clear that how good of a footballer he is. Whether, Mönchengladbach will let him go in January, I'm not too sure. I genuinely think Thuram is more of a gettable footballer, and he's played every minute of every game for Nice this season in all competitions, in the Conference League and in the Ligue 1. You have to go, Linus. Oh, that's a shame, mate. Well, it'd be nice to see you later on, whatever. But thank you very much for tuning in, mate. Really appreciate it, and I hope I speak to you soon. Route 5 now for Leicester, and it's going to be launched forward by Danny Ward. Taken under control by Cher. Really well done by Cher. And now Dan Boone for the side. Playing in black and white. We all know how to fight. We'll support you evermore. Do I have any Football Manager Wonder Kids for you to sign? Ooh, that's an interesting one. Datro Fofana was my little secret gem until Chelsea signed him. I loved him. He was always my go-to from Mulder. Last year and this year he was amazing for me. But yeah, he's now gone, sadly. Who else? Who else is a little hidden gem? Well, it depends where you're playing. And what team you are. If you're being a top team, then I don't know too many, because I've only done my Wrexham save. Shelderup nearly joining Benfica. That's a great move for him. Really great move. It's a club who loves developing young talents. Free kick to Newcastle. Played short to Trippier. Look towards the back post, and Dan Burns' header. Danny Ward comes and claims well. Will I ever be on or collab with the Big Six one day? Is that Grizz Khan and those guys? If so, absolutely. I know Grizz. I'll get him on a video. I am starting a little interview series soon, an interviewee podcasty series as well on the channel, just to basically get some big guests on and to chat to them, because my passion is journalism at the end of the day, and I love speaking to people. There's a chance now for Castagna though, and Leicester are in with. It's Ndidi. Oh, he's tried to square it. Why didn't you shoot? What a chance. Yeah, no, absolutely. I'd be keen to collab with those guys. I like them, and I love the way they've done it. I think they need to sort their branding out though, and their thumbnails need sorting out. But apart from that, hello Robbie, how are we? And how is what was your dog's name again? Seb. How is Seb? Ah, it's on tonight, is it? Oh, that's why. I'd love that, Callum. I really would. Turan would be an amazing deal. Robbie C. Robbie D. Robbie D. Lovely to have you, my friend. Lovely to see everyone. It's just like a little bit of social interaction for me. I don't know. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Like I don't even know your faces. I just see your little icons, and you've got all your own little personalities. I've just clarted my microphone there for another free kick for Newcastle. 29 minutes in here, and it's been all the side building an arc. Intriguing. Let me know the progress on that. If you have Twitter, DM me some photos. Or Instagram. I'm out on Instagram at Stonagram. I will be sorting out my descriptions, by the way. At the moment, I'm just using Sports Bowl previews, but I will be actually having my own things sorted. Woot Fires under pressure by Almiron, who just doesn't stop running. He's done really well there, Fires, though. You like Sean Longstaff? I think he's a donkey, mate, if I'm being honest, but there's a reason why Eddie Howe picks him, I suppose. Free kick. I think it's a foul on Almiron by Woot Fires, and free kick to the Magpies. Why I man? What are we all thinking tonight, guys, then? 0-0 after half an hour. Give me your assessments if you're watching the game, or if you're not watching the game, give your assessments on what I've been saying. But realistically, I think at the moment it's all Newcastle, but Leicester have the capability to get him behind. Or Brighton now. I think he was offside there, Castagna, but it's taken a nick off a Newcastle player, and it's a throw-in to the Geordies. Sven Botman, the man who it ricocheted off. Quick fire throw by All Brighton has been giving it away. And now Joel Linton brings it out. Turned by Wilson. Willock. By the way, another player I'd love at Liverpool, Joe Willock, but it won't happen. Newcastle, why would they sell him? He's a massive moment for him. United now lead 2-0. It's played wide, looking for the man. And I take him in, Melwood. You take Longstaff. I would take Willock over Longstaff every day of the week, you know. And it is the AXA now. It's the AXA, so he'd be a bit lost if he went to Melwood. So I don't know who's fighting to win. Too many missed opportunities. Oh, it's all been Newcastle, Liz. It's all been Newcastle. Everything good has been from Newcastle. And I can't see any eventuality apart from them going on to win this game if it carries on in this same vein. I just think they're far too good and have far too many opportunities not to take one. Oh, that's intriguing, Ball. Well, I'd love him at Liverpool. It'd be great. Robbie. I hope you wouldn't know how to do that, mate. I would really hope you wouldn't know how to do that. Here's Thomas for Leicester. Perez. Oh, it's a chance for Barnes. Here's in for Leicester. Oh, it's a bad touch, and Pope just about gets there. Perez again. Tielemans gets it under control now. Yuri Tielemans for Leicester. Tielemans with the effort deflected, and it's gone over for a corner. Very, very lucky there, Newcastle United. They could have gone behind. Still 0-0 here. But it's the touch from Barnes. If he just gets it a little bit better, and he could take it round Pope there. But unfortunately for him, he can't. Right. Corner for Leicester now. Big opportunities. They need to score from set pieces. I know they've scored, I think, the least goals from set pieces this season in the Premier League. So it's a big chance for the Foxes now to just do something out of their own character. Oh, Brighton will put the corner in. It's been shoved. Almaty's shoving the players around. So's Wout Faes. It's come all the way back to Almaty. Headed back in and headed away by Newcastle. Taken under control by Barnes, who has had Leicester's biggest chance. Perez up against Trippier. He's got it back. Crossed in. And it's a good ball. He's got to let it go through his legs, Castagna. It took a nick off a Newcastle player, I think. And it is a corner to Leicester. Dalot injured. It's not 2-0 United. Oh, I think Dave might have been doing a prediction. Dave did a prediction, I think. What league am I in? Wrexham? They've just got up to the Premier League, Mike. It's taken me, I think, 7 seasons to get up to the Premier League. And we are absolutely finished. But we just started, I think, 7 games. We're in 13th, but we're not going to stay there. We're going to go right down, my man. Corner for Leicester. Crossed in. It's not a bad ball. It's come all the way through. It's a free kick now to Newcastle on the edge of their own box. A bit of sustained pressure from Leicester City. So, yeah, if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, guys, please make sure you do so. It is so greatly appreciated. We're trying to get to 400 by the end of the month. I think we can, you know. It was originally 300, then 350. So if we can get to 400, that'd be amazing. If not, then fine. Launched forward by Newcastle, and it's a chance for Joe Willock on this left-hand side. Willock up against Castagna. Still Willock. He's beaten Castagna. Willock has won a corner for Newcastle. David O'Connor. Manuel Ugarte would be a very good option to compete with Fabinho, alternatively rotating with Thiago if we play 4-2-3-1. I haven't seen much of him. I know he's good on FM, but yeah, it'd be an interesting option. There is a lot of free transfers going on around the world. Obviously, a lot of players do sign contracts between now and the end of the season, but a couple of players took my eye from that list anyway. Yusufa Makoko being one of them. If he would fancy, you know, coming across to Anfield under Klopp. It's a good corner. It's a good cross. Headed back across. It's flicked on. Chance for Newcastle. Oh, it's a scrap. It's come all the way through. Cleared away by Leicester somehow. Oh, it's a foul. It's a dirty, dirty foul, that is, from Longstaff. I think it's going to be a yellow card for... he's swearing at the ref. Calm yourself down, man. Don't know why I went Geordie then. Why I? Jesus. Castagna, not Constantia. So it's a silly foul from Sean Longstaff. Didn't need to do it. Daka did nick it away from him so easily. They are appealing for a dive, and I think he might have a case there. Leicester play on with it now with Wout Faes. And now Danny Ward. Amati. Back to Ward. Distribution has improved a lot this season, Danny Ward. Castagna. Luke Thomas now. Forward to Barnes, but it's intercepted easily by Trippier. And now played out to Bruno Guimaraes. Launched forward, and he looked for Wilson on the diagonal ball. I pinged a diag, mate. Hey, Minecraft gamers. Great to see you in the chat, my friend. How are you? It's in for Castagna. Joel Linton's touch. He takes it away from the Leicester man, and I think he's given a free kick. Against Yuri Tielemans there. I don't know why. It was just a little bit of a shove. It wasn't anything particularly malicious. Trippier, who's put in 8 crosses so far in this game. Almiron, a great ball. Oh, it's unlucky. Well intercepted, and that's got to be a foul against Mark Albrighton, and it could be a yellow card here for Dan Burn. It is a yellow card. I think that's harsh, you know. I think that's harsh because he was never getting to the ball, Albrighton. But he's given Dan Burn a yellow card for obstruction anyway. He was never getting to the ball because Sven Botman was going to come over and cover him. I suppose it's a little bit dirty, but he has slapped him in the face. Actually, yeah. I completely changed my mind on everything. And he is laughing, Dan Burn. Amati. Now back for Ward. To Castagna. He can't quite keep it in. Gone out of play. I said so much about Ward's distribution improving. Well, that's exhibition number 1 of it, potentially not. Well played by Bruno, and into Willock on the left-hand side, and he's won a throw-in off Timothy Castagna, obviously the Belgium international. Thrown in by Byrne, and he's put out a play for a throw-in to Leicester. 38 minutes now, and only 7 till half-time. It is still 0-0. It has been all Newcastle, but Leicester have had a few opportunities anyway. Wout Faes clears. That's got to be a foul. No? But pardon me. Sorry, guys. Cheeky sneeze. Cleared out a play by Nick Pope. It's a throw in for Leicester here. No one likes a little cheeky sneeze, do they? Blimey. Ketchup bottle time. So, of course, I will be taking my customary halftime break, but do get your questions in for halftime discussion, because it is my one of my favourite parts of the stream is halftime discussions. Cleared forward, and it's well bodied away by Wout Faes, and it's headed back all the way to Danny Ward, who rolls out to Luke Thomas. Thank you, guys. Thank you. You didn't have to do that. Towards Barnes. Well won. Now Bruno. Bruno to Trippier, who's going to hook forward, I think, and he is. Almiron and Wilson chasing. Wilson's got onto it, and he touched it to Almiron. Almiron for Newcastle. Almiron up against Luke Thomas. It's scooped into Almiron. He's going to try and drag it back, and he can't, and it's a goal kick. And Almiron is down. This might not be good news for Eddie Howe and Newcastle. Almiron is holding his shin. Let's just have a look at the replay here. It was scooped over to Almiron. Well intercepted by, well defended by Ndidi, but it's just the way he landed. It was a little bit nasty, Almiron. Ouch. Ouchie, ouch, ouch, ouch. He is getting up now, but he is limping quite badly. I think he'll walk in and walk/run it off. Almiron, the Paraguayan. So tomorrow, as I do want to remind you, I am live for Southampton against Manchester City at St Mary's for the next quarterfinal. Nottingham Forest are also playing tomorrow as well. And then I will be watching Fulham v Chelsea in the league, which I thought was a Carabao Cup game originally, but it's not. Play back for Ward now. Danny Ward for Leicester. He's just going to take his time here. I think Leicester just need to try and take the sting out of this game for now. I think they've done quite well not to concede. I don't quite know how on some occasions. It's been thanks to some heroics from the Welshman Ward. 4-0 City, says Yusuf. Yeah, huge potential there for a big battering. But also, I think, St Mary's at home. They need a bit of relief away from league football. Piers Morgan fake account is here. How are we, mate? And that is an incredible quote. Thank you for that. Almiron for Newcastle. Yeah, it could seriously. You remember when we beat Southampton 6-1 at St Mary's in the or was it 6-0? It was in Klopp's first season. It was 2015. Origi scored his first ever goals for the club. I think Sturridge scored as well in that game. So yeah. Okay, Tottenham TGR, not a problem, mate. I'll see you at halftime. So 3 minutes to go with this half. I think it could get quite nasty tomorrow, yeah. It could get quite shaky. A little bit shaky. Wilson. I got the prediction right for Oxford against Arsenal yesterday. Will I get it right for tonight? I've said 1-0 to Leicester. 1-0 to Newcastle, sorry. But it's an opportunity now for that to happen. They've played advantage. Almiron with the bending effort, and it's straight at Danny Ward. An opportunity from the Paraguayan international. And straight at the goalkeeper. Jordan Ibe scored. Yes, I remember that. I love Jordan Ibe, man. Oh, it's such a shame what happened to him. He was a player that I really, really, really wanted to do well, like genuinely. Unfortunately, it just never worked out for him. He had a few good parts at Bournemouth, but it didn't work out for him in the end. Still only 1-0 to United away in that game over at Old Trafford. Launched forward by Ward. Can Leicester stun Newcastle and score against the run of play? Cleared forward by Botman now and headed wide by Bruno. And it's a chance for Joe Willock to break. He's been absolutely up and down all afternoon here. Willock. Bruno. In for Willock. Oh, he just can't quite get there. Will Nottingham Forest survive and win the EPL next year or 2 or 3? They can win Champions League. I like your optimism, mate. Fired in to Wilson. Wilson for Newcastle. He hasn't got much support. Joe Linton's there on the edge of the box now, though. It's going to come for Almiron. He hasn't controlled it well, and it's a good save from Danny Ward. It's Bruno Guimaraes from outside the box again. It was a good height for him to his right-hand side. A curled effort this time, easily denied. Steve Cooper looks like he's about to sneeze. I love that. Corner for Newcastle now. Kieran Trippier is on it. Cher and Botman forward for Newcastle. Will they capitalise on what's been a good half of football for them? Headed and he's gonna be offside if he goes to get it. Bruno, is he? No, Bruno's still on it. He's still Bruno Guimaraes. He's beaten Tielemans. Still going, Bruno. Back for Joel Linton. Went for a fake shot that didn't really work. Gone wide towards Trippier. It's Almiron who's kept it in. Almiron back to Trippier now. Can't quite get there. Daka intercepts and it's a throw-in. Do you know the youngster that Klopp said because he came to car in a luxury car to training? No idea, mate, to be honest. Not a clue. Here is the opportunity for Bruno Guimaraes. Well, it came close originally, and then it came out to Guimaraes, and unfortunately for him, he just was at the right height for Danny Ward, and it's going to be half-time very, very soon. 18 seconds to go. Make sure you do stick around for our halftime chat. I'll literally be 30 seconds. So if you do want to go grab a glass of water, grab a cup of tea, and rejoin the chat, that is brilliant. If you want to stick around for the whole time, that would be amazing. But yeah, it's halftime now at St James's Park. Newcastle 0, Leicester City 0. It has been all Newcastle. Leicester probably would have had the best chance if Harvey Barnes managed to control a football. Unfortunately, he can't. So for Newcastle, that's fine. Bruno Guimaraes has come close once, twice. Not once, not twice, but 3 times with shots from outside the area. Sean Longstaff should have scored, but Danny Ward has kept Leicester in it. It's 0-0 at halftime. I'll be back very, very shortly for the second half and for a halftime chat. So make sure you stay here because we're going to get all your questions and topics you want to talk about at halftime in the chat. Leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back very, very soon. Hello. We are back. There we go. Nice and quick. 0-0 at half-time. My prediction was 1-0 to Newcastle, so anything could happen. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it now. We are ready to rumble for our half-time topics. So yes, let's get some conversation going, my man. Let's go. I'm in a happy mood today, lads. I'm in a genuinely happy mood, just for how everything's going in life at the moment. Got back to a freelance role at Liverpool transfer room. Also going really well with this, going well with uni work at the moment. So yeah, I'm in a positive mood. Let's just say that. Amirali said, I wish we could have signed Bruno Guimaraes before he went to Newcastle. Yeah, he would have been perfect in our midfield, man. It is really gutting that we couldn't get him. I would absolutely have loved him, but unfortunately, yeah, it's not really worked out particularly well in the midfield area in recruitment. Let's get some questions in then, guys, for our halftime chats. Let's have a chat about Kefren Turam. Would you guys want to see a video on Kefren Turam? because I'd be willing to do it. He is someone I really, really want to bring in. Someone who could solve Liverpool's midfield problems well, not solve them, but really help me Liverpool's midfield problems at just 13 million quid. Like, really, 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 really enjoying that. Next big things you didn't make it. I'll put Franny Jeffers on the table. Yeah, that's one. Would you argue maybe Ryan Brewster is one? Someone who I thought would go on and play for Liverpool for donkey's years. Unfortunately for him, it didn't work out, did it? Real big shame for Ryan Brewster. Injuries and just the wrong move at the wrong time to Sheffield United. Wrong club, wrong time. Shouldn't have chosen them. Sander Berger, I still think there's a career for him to be had at the top level. Maybe not the top level, but yeah, I'll do that then, David. That'll be my video later. But I have got a video on Gakpo that I have to film because I've seen people writing him off already, man. It actually infuriates me how people write players off after watching them for a single game. Like, what are you? Who are you? See you, Granny Dwarf, my man. Hope you have a lovely day, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for Southampton City. That'd be great. It'd be great to see you. Some people say we should scrap away the reserve fixture of the Carabao FA Cup due to the hectic season. I see what you mean. I understand. I think you mean replays, right? I think replays need to be scrapped anyway. To solve the sort of big club, little club issue, I think what you do is you give the club, if they're in 2 leagues below or anything, to the opportunity to play at home or away, whatever their choice is. I think that would be fair. See you soon, Granny Dwarf, mate. Any predictions for subs at half-time? I don't think there'll be any, mate, to be honest. Just having a look at the XG and the stats here. Newcastle have 1.2 XG. I'm surprised it's that small, to be honest. 28 touches in the opposition box to Leicester's 5. 11 crosses to Leicester's 4. And they've had 58% possession. Yeah, Cody Gakpo, what a player we've got on our hands. I do not get how people can genuinely write him off. I think what we will see now is an interchange between Gakpo and Nunez, where you have Nunez running left, Gakpo running central, and then just intertwining. I think it's perfect. Those two are bought to play together, in my opinion. And really, it would only be right to have those two playing as they are as their duo. I think it'd be so good to see. I think once they get strike up that true relationship, then yeah, it's going to be good. Do I play cricket? I used to until last year. I retired from cricket last year just because I don't have time. It takes a long old time, cricket does. I get bored. I'm a massive XG merchant bowl. I love the stat because it's the only true representative of what is a good chance and what isn't a good chance. And it's based on real true facts. It's brilliant. I love it. It's my favorite stat in the world because if your XG is good, then it means that you're doing something right. You're playing well. You're just missing chances if you're not scoring. And yeah, that's why Newcastle will be encouraged by this half. And that's why I'll always back Darwin Nunez, because I think that he got the second highest XG in the league this season behind Haaland. So, do I think we're gonna get new American owners or Saudis? Being honest, mate, I don't know. I won't profess to know anything about our ownership. But yeah, it's intriguing. I don't think I can put myself in a place where I can give a true answer to that. If it's what I would prefer, I don't really care where they're from as long as they're ethical. As long as they're ethical people, that's all I want. I know that's very, very rare, or at least they're not state-backed. Don't let it be state-backed, please. Am I a bowler or a batsman? I was a batsman. I was an opening batsman. A very, very average one. I'm gonna put my glasses on, lads. Oh, look at that! I'm all smarted up now. Emil Heskey's doing the rounds a bit, isn't he? Yeah, realistically, I don't really mind who or where they're from as long as they're not a state or a murderer or a known criminal, please. That'd be nice. Honestly, Robbie, I think you're bang on. I had very big questions about Eddie Howe and around Eddie Howe when he arrived to Newcastle, because I thought, is he just a Bournemouth merchant? You know, a bit like Nathan Jones, where I think he might just be a Luton merchant. Like, he's done so well there for over a number of spells. Very similar jobs that Eddie Howe and Nathan Jones did. Eddie Howe with a lot more money, by the way, than Nathan Jones had at Luton. But yeah, I just feel like he's found the perfect match, and Newcastle have the perfect match at this time. He can develop himself into a top-class coach here and get him right in the spotlight for some of the biggest jobs if he does choose to leave Newcastle at some point, or if they choose to go in a different direction. But he showcased he can do it with a different caliber of player, and he's improved a different caliber of player to what he improved at Bournemouth. So yeah, the likes of Joel Linton, Almiron, Joe Willock, who have just become different players under Eddie Howe is quite unbelievable. Sven Botman, the signing, what a signing that is, by the way. I think he's in the conversation for signing of the season, if not the signing of the season. Replacement of Casemiro at Man United. I don't think they need to replace him yet, mate. He's only 30, isn't he? Great signing, and I think he's got lots and lots of time to go as well. What a player he is. So yeah, I've decided now, guys, I'm not going to do a stream every day this week. I'm only going to do 6 days, but on Saturday it's going to be complete bumper time. Man City v Man United, potentially Brighton v Liverpool, and then the KSI versus FaZe Temper fight. And I'll be doing the entire card from that. So from 6:45, I will be watching that game. So it's going to be an absolute marathon on Saturday. So make sure you're around for that. I'll give you all special medals if you're around for all 3 of the streams, but we're ready to basically build ourselves up now, lads. Strike while the iron is hot, as I always say. But yeah, I'm also planning on recording some podcasts as well. Well, podcasty interviews. I've come up with a name for it, and you guys will love it. It's a very Stonadge name, to be honest. Yeah, I agree, Dave. And as a Newcastle fan, what were your initial thoughts when he came in? Did you want someone potentially a little bit of a bigger name? Or were you thinking, really, Eddie Howe? Because that's what I was thinking. And then he's just proved us all wrong. He's been exceptional. I think even if you get top 6 this season, it's an exceptional season for Newcastle. That squad is not a top 6 squad. I'm sorry. Bruno's great. Botman's great. Trippier's great. But before he came in, he's just totally improved these players to levels they've never seen before. So he's got to be a candidate for Manager of the Year, whatever. Even if he finished 6th, like, what a season it would be. Who's my future legend at Liverpool? Bajcetic. Stefan Bajcetic. Great player. Really great future ahead. Harvey Elliott's going to have an amazing future as well. A lot of people writing him off already. I think they're mental. How can you write off a player like that? I know Mr. Murphy's one of those. You can never write off Harvey Elliott. My guy. He's got so much potential, and at just 19 years old, he's already showcasing it at the very top level. He's not consistent, but neither was Phil Foden when he first came in. So, yeah, I struggle to relate to many people who criticise Harvey Elliott heavily. So, second half is very much close and on its way. And we are getting ready to rumble for it. I've done a video on Joao Felix, guys, if you do want to go and watch it after this. It's very similar to the one I did on Mudryk yesterday, which has done really well, to be fair, the Mudryk one. I don't quite know how or why. Probably just caught the wave of YouTube, as it always does. But yeah, I'm looking forward to basically just seeing how it all goes with these little transfer videos as well, because some of them take off, some of them won't. So yeah, that Mudryk one has, the Felix one hasn't, but I'd like the Felix one too, because it's quite a good video, I thought. So it's quite good. It's a really good video, lads. It is. I promise. But as soon as Felix goes to Chelsea, that'll go mental, I think. But yeah, they're Chelsea have made a real good signing there. I think anyway. What do you guys think of Felix to Chelsea, by the way? Let me know. Go and comment on that video or comment here, because either or I'll see it. So see every single comment here. Amirali, I feel bad for Nathan Jones. No win at Southampton. Yeah, they've won a couple of games in the cups though. They beat who did they beat the other day? I can't even remember, but they're winning games in the cup competitions. They just can't do it in the league. So yeah, I'll be doing on Friday Aston Villa against Leeds. And I'll also be doing Man City v Man United. That'll be my Premier League football on the weekend. Chelsea v Fulham as well on Thursday. Have I ever met any LFC players? Well, I've met several actually, mostly former players. I've met David Fairclough, Alan Kennedy, Steve McMahon. Who else have I met? Blimey, several. I said David Fairclough, didn't I? Had a phone call from Kenny Dalglish as well, which was a bit of a mental moment on my 18th birthday. David Johnson, the late David Johnson, of course. So yeah, those are the players I've met. What about you, Robbie? Who did you meet, and why wasn't it the greatest experience? James Pearce is another one I've met, but he's not really a player. He's a journo. Yeah, I got a call from Kenny on my 18th birthday that I think I nearly cried. I pretty much cried down the phone to him. I was like, because my birthday was in lockdown, so people were more free to do these sort of things, and Kenny did it. David thinks he'd fit better at Arsenal. I agree, David, to be honest. But anyway, the teams are on their way out now for the second half. As much as I like Gakpo, Klopp has to buy him a right foot during the transfer window. Mate, he will have one, man. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's a confidence problem. It's a confidence. And it's just like first game. And under the lights, new players, never played with them before. There's got to be some patience with our forwards. Yeah, Amirali, I sort of had the same feeling. But I really like him. There's something about him, man. He's either going to be the next top loanee to be brought in, or he's going to be the next Alexandre Pato for Chelsea. Yeah. Would I take Simon Jordan as owner of LFC? Would I take Fritzl to be my carer? Is that some sort of joke? Anyway, second half is ready to rumble. Newcastle will get us underway. Believe it's... Yeah, second half, and we are off here at St. James's Park. It is 0-0. It's for a place in the Carabao Cup semi-final. And then battling for a place at Wembley for the final. I was there at the final last season when Liverpool beat Chelsea on penalties. Kepa Arrizabalaga, of course, with his famous miss. Chance for Newcastle already here with Joe Linton. Joe Linton cuts inside and shoots and hits the post. He beat Danny Ward. I think it was deflected. It might have been a save. But Joe Linton's hit the post. It's the closest that either side have come. Big opportunities here for Joe Linton. So unlucky. Tries to just sneak it past Danny Ward. Simon Jordan, yeah. Dollars for donuts. Oh, it's a wonderful save from Danny Ward, you know. What a save that is at his near post to deny Joe Linton. Corner from Trippier now. He's going to load the box. Trippier with the ball towards Joe Linton in the back post. He's headed it wide and he's going to rebound out of play. Tielemans is trying to body him, but Joe Linton's won it back. Have you got any photos of that, Robbie? Is it on socials? Complete dollars for donuts. But Newcastle should be leading. It's through Joe Linton. It was a deflected shot and Danny Ward got a touch on it, you know. Do I watch TalkSport? No, I absolutely can't stand it. It's owned by The Sun. Screw them. To Raheem Sterling. Interesting. Ridley Suarez was a gentleman. Brendan, not so much. I've heard a lot of horror stories with people meeting Brendan Rodgers, thinking he was an absolute twat. Part of the reason why I have no sympathy for what's going on at Leicester. Do you ever hear the story about the Gucci belt at Reading, Robbie? If you did, then that is just like it typifies Brendan Rodgers. It's like the sort of part of David Brent that lives on. I heard Jamal Musiala to join Newcastle. Is it a rumour or two? I believe it would be a rumour and it would not be true, my friend. Musiala is having an absolute ball of a season with Bayern Munich, so why would he ever go to Newcastle? Hey, Minecraft gamers again, how are we, mate? How are the lads? Paul Scholes. What about Paul Scholes? I love you, man. I love Piers Morgan fake account. Just the most random things come out, and I love it. Trippier gone off. He's just limping here. It's not good news for Eddie Howe and Jason Tyndall. Is he okay? It's cleared forward now by Danny Ward. And Daka does win it. And Tielemans is intercepted. Well done there by Botman. And it's placed wide for Joel Linton. He's left it for Trippier, who's back on the field. Driven forward by Byrne. Now Joel Linton. Tries to do a Cruyff turn. And he's lost it out for Leicester. Now Leicester are on the attack. Well intercepted. Now Joel Linton picks it up for Newcastle. He's come closest with the deflected shot that was well saved onto his near post by Danny Ward. It's a ball into... Oh, he's offside anyway, luckily for Leicester. But Almiron dribbles it out of play. He was offside. Just went too early, said the linesman. It was close. It was very, very close. I love that, man. That's the most random comment I think I've ever seen. Oh, mate, I don't want City to get Musiala, you know. I think... Can I say my controversial opinion, lads? My controversial opinion is Musiala and Bellingham are level on ability. And I think Musiala's got a higher ceiling. Thoughts? I think Musiala might be better than Bellingham, lads. It's my controversial opinion of the day. If Musiala was English and Bellingham was German, we'd be saying the same thing. Trippier, well challenged by Daka, and Barnes is in the box for Leicester. Harvey Barnes, good block. Barnes got it back though. Tielemans! Oh, it's volleyed over the bar. How are we, Michael? Good to see you. Great to see you. Lads, I think Musiala might be better than Bellingham, lads. I'm convinced. Having watched a lot of him this year, I might be on it, lads. It's a corner from Leicester. It's headed well away by Sean Longstaff. It's played back wide by Barnes. It's come back for Albrighton. He's going to get the cross in. It's not a bad one, and it's just touched onto the bar. Yeah, lads. It's my controversial take of the day. All right, I think Musiala might be better than Bellingham. And I might die on the hill. I think they're going to be the two best midfielders of their generation, but here's Joel Linton. It's got to be a foul there, and it's a free kick to Leicester City, to Newcastle. Sorry, Bruno Guimaraes was fouled by Perez. Newcastle 0, Leicester 0. So we got 375 subs, lads. Thank you for that. 25 till 400. We need Lucas Leiva back. A player like him would be nice, but he was okay. He was just mid, wasn't He's currently serving for a little heart problem, isn't he? Over at Gremio. Who's winning UCL and Europa? Manchester City are winning the Champions League. Sadly, I've convinced myself of that reality, and I'm just gonna have to deal with it. Unfortunately, I'm dealing with it now rather than dealing with it at the time, because that's just how it is with them. Europa League. Ooh, I think Arsenal have a shout with the form that they're in this season in the league, but whether the two interfere with each other. I don't know. I don't know who's going to win the Europa League. Probably a Spanish team. You know what they're like. Barcelona are in it, aren't they? So Barcelona might win it. Free kick for Newcastle here. James, I don't have a clue what you're on about, mate. Ball in from Trippier towards the back post. It's a chance and it's just over the bar. How haven't Newcastle scored? It's Dan Burn this time with a free header. Was he onside? Let's have a look. Oh, he was. He was onside, Dan Burn. A Sevilla in the Europa League, yeah. Big chance for a Dan Burn. Free header, about 13, 14 yards out. Of course, Barca do have Man United, don't they? Wilson for Newcastle. Got the ball across. There's a chance for them here. Oh, it's another good save from Danny Ward. They just can't beat him today. It's Longstaff again with the opportunity. It's getting closer for Newcastle. Their fans are urging them on at St. James's Park. They just can't beat a resolute Danny Ward today. It's 0-0, but it's not been boring. It's been everything. Simeone should replace Jurgen Klopp. My thoughts are you're mental, Piers. Joe Linton in the box is going to go all the way back and round for a throw-in to Leicester. Oh, yeah, they did. They did. Honestly, I don't remember the Champions League and Europa League draws at all. It's a long, long time ago. A long, long way together. PSG for Champions League and Barcelona for Europe. I'd rather PSG win it than City, but I've just convinced myself that City are winning it. Because of Haaland. I just think they're unbeatable with him. Because he is a defensive Nazi. He is like the Argentine Tony Pulis, lads. It's proper horrible defensive, horrible stuff. And he's just a knobhead as well. I just don't like him either. I don't know how people like him. Ward is having an unbelievable game, Dave. So made some brilliant saves from Longstaff. I mean, realistically, you don't want chances to fall to Longstaff, but the saves that he has made from him have been brilliant. It's going to be a free kick, is it? No. Newcastle will play on. Chip forward by Bruno. Willock on the left-hand side. Willock up against Castagna. Willock now for Newcastle United. Played back into their man. Joel Linton on the turn. He's beaten his man. Still Joel Linton. Powering forward. Well tackled by Ndidi in the end. But Newcastle have it back with Byrne. Guimaraes. Almiron. Well challenged by Barnes. Out for Sean Longstaff now. Trippier. He's got Wilson in there. Feist gets his boot in the way. Luckily, it doesn't go into his own net. And it's a throw in to Newcastle. If Klopp leaves, who do you think should be the next manager for Liverpool? Personally, you like Ruben Amorim. I love Piers Morgan, man. This guy. Terry Henry. Oh, it's a mentalist. He's a mentalist. He was on about Wayne Rooney for England manager last year. Ruben Amorim, yeah. Well, I mean, Wayne Klopp believes it's going to be in 4 years' time, lad. So, well, 3 years' time. So, I am not too concerned about it at the moment. I think he will last that whole time. I think the owners will back him. Luis Enrique is all fart and no poo, though, lad. Like, yeah, possession and all that, nice. But where's the Where's the true grit? I don't see it in an Enrique team. They had Messi, Suarez and Neymar. Carried them. He's done nothing since. I mean, to be honest, he set his fake account, but it could genuinely be Piers Morgan because he comes out with similarly outrageous things out of his mouth. Here's Willock. We cross back in, and it's rebounded from Leicester. And this time, Castagna just puts it behind for a corner. But Danny Ward was really, really worried that it was going to rebound into his top corner. They've had enough bad luck with own goals recently. They don't want another one from Castagna. But luckily for him, it goes behind for a Newcastle corner. 57 minutes in. The Geordies still pile driving into the Leicester box. Leicester have been really resolute, but let's remember, guys, there is no extra time this evening. It goes straight to penalties after 90 minutes. Imagine Thomas Frank at Liverpool. Well, yeah, I know Liverpool are usually keen to give people a chance. Very similar to Rodgers at Leicester, and it's headed away by Faith. Rodgers at Swansea when he came through. I think it's a similar position that the Brentford are in at the moment, but I think Brentford are a better side than that Swansea side were. But to be fair, the first season that Swansea team were in the league, they were actually Joel Linton's header, and Danny Ward found it easy. Memphis Demby. My guy. Oh, Wout Faes, what's he done? Oh, he very nearly gave it to Almiron, but luckily gets it away. In for Perez, who tries to get it forward to Daka. Is well intercepted by Sven Botman. Trippier. Daka still trying to win it back, and he has done. Thomas and Perez under pressure. Bruno Guimaraes. He's beaten one man. He can't beat three, though, and it's a free kick to Newcastle. Memphis Demby. This guy. This guy, what a man. The GOAT. I don't rate Luis Enrique the same as others, man. Klopp will leave in 4 years' time, Ball. That's the plan, and I think it will happen. I was convinced he'd leave 2024, but now 2026 is the time he'll leave. Thanks, man. I don't think I'm particularly good. Bless me. That's 4 sneezes tonight, lads. Joel Linton for Newcastle. In for Joe Willock. Up against Castagna, but Almiron can get past him. Being pressed well and really well. And Newcastle have it back with Joel Linton. Chance for them now, and it's in. It's a goal. It's a brilliant finish as well. And finally, Newcastle take the lead. It's Dan Burn with the finish. He's taken it like a striker, and he's given Newcastle United the lead. And I tell you what, they deserve it. They really, really and truly deserve this lead. Dan Burn came close earlier with a header, and as the hour mark strikes, Newcastle United take the lead against Leicester City. And that is fair. That's a great goal. They did really well. Leicester failed to really clear it. And Dan Burn took it like a striker, really, after all the great work that Danny Ward has done. What a finish by the former Brighton and Hove Albion defender. Signed last January. I think it might be his first Newcastle goal. It's a great goal. Really great finish, you know, from Burn. Ward just couldn't quite get reach to it, and Newcastle United take the lead. It's a huge, huge goal for them, and a huge goal for their Carabao Cup hopes, and they will potentially be going through to the semi-final because of it. It's a great moment for Dan Burn, you know. Obviously a local lad supporting Newcastle as a kid, and to see him celebrate like that, he was with such passion. Dan Burn won. Dan Burn and Newcastle won. It's his first ever goal for Newcastle United, having been released by the club as a youngster. Throw in now for Newcastle. But Longstaff is down. It's going to be a yellow card given for a Leicester player here. And it's Iothe Perez who's going to be booked. The former Newcastle man. Haven't already liked the video, please make sure you do as well. Greatly appreciated. It does help the algorithm. Greatly appreciated as always. Dave, I can tell you're happy, my man. True Geordie running around screaming happy. Well, maybe that's because he's received something in his DMs, Amirali. That was uncalled for. No, I don't want to start beef with him. He would destroy me. At anything, really. Leicester are readying Jamie Vardy and Kelechi Iheanacho to come on off the bench. And it's going to be probably a little change of system. Get the two of them up top. Launched forward by Newcastle, though. And Joel Linton looks to get ahead of his man, Willock, now for Newcastle. Will the floodgates open for Eddie Howe's men? Joel Linton. Back to Willock. Who chips it in. Headed away by Thomas. And now Barnes. Leicester can break now with Daka. He can't really control it well, but he's managed to sort of scrape it through. I thought he was going to get it through to Barnes. He couldn't. And it's a chance for Newcastle now. And Almiron is offside once more. Newcastle 1, Leicester 0. The goal from Dan Burn. His first for Newcastle since signing last season from Brighton and Hove Albion. But it's double substitution. Now Jamie Vardy is going to come on for Patson Daka. Kelechi Iheanacho is also going to make his way onto the field. I'm yet to know who that is for. So Jamie Vardy, of course, big player for Leicester over the last decade, really. And Iheanacho is on for Luke Thomas. So, two up top, I believe, Iheanacho and Vardy. Iheanacho had a real purple patch, didn't he, in the year they won the FA Cup. Hasn't really done much since, to be honest. Been around the club for a long while now. Signed in 2017 from Manchester City, for whom he had an unbelievable record and goals per minute ratio. Then they signed Gabby Jesus and the rest is history. Chance to throw in now for Newcastle with Kieran Trippier. Kieran Trippier. Come on, man. Launched forward and sliced what... It's going to go out for a Leicester throw in here. As I remind you, it does go directly to penalties if the game ends in a draw. So Leicester, all they need is a draw here. But Newcastle have only lost one game when scoring first this season, and that was against Liverpool. Perez into Harvey Barnes. Chips it in. Indeed, he can't get there as well. Cleared by Bruno. Wilson flicks it on. He could flick it onto himself because Amati hasn't got the pace, but Woutface does in this situation. Plays it back to Danny Ward, who has been man of the match for me. Even though Dan Burn has scored, Danny Ward has been amazing for Leicester. He's really kept them in it, and he's the reason it's only one. But Barnes looking for Vardy in behind. Good interception from Ndidi. Iheanacho trying to battle with... Botman in the air. He's instead now found Willock. Still Willock. And it is a throw-in to Newcastle. Was he given a foul? I don't quite understand that. Either way, Castagne's not happy about it. I think Eddie Howe and Newcastle are readying a substitution, but they're not really saying much about it yet. In for Vardy now for Leicester. Iheanacho. Crossed in towards Jamie Vardy. He's cleared away by the Newcastle defence. Fabian Schär is the man there. What a signing he's been as well, by the way. Very, very cheap from, I believe it was Hoffenheim they signed him from. Or maybe Schalke. I don't know. But he's had a really top time at Newcastle. He's been one of their better players over the last few years. It's a foul. And it's got to be a yellow card for for Wilfred Ndidi. And it is. Free kick for Newcastle. Just within the Leicester half. 25 minutes to go here. And the referee had the pocket out of... had the yellow card out of his pocket very, very quickly. opportunity now for Newcastle to just consolidate themselves in the game. If they get a second, it's probably game, set, and match. But you never know with Leicester, Jamie Vardy and Kelechi Iheanacho, they could potentially upset the grain. They've always got the opportunity in behind, especially with Vardy. So Root Fades heads away though. And Ndidi. Tielemans under pressure by Joel Linton. And Ndidi brings it away. Well intercepted. And I think that's going to be it's going to be Leicester ball. I think it probably could have been Newcastle ball, but it wasn't. Wasn't given as so. And it's Bruno Guimaraes who booted it against a Leicester player. We thought. Anyway, it's gone for a throw. Hello again, Linus. How are you, mate? Good to see you. Good to see you before the end of the stream, my man. And it's a foul against Newcastle. Free kick for Tielemans. He's going to take it quickly. No, he's not, because Callum Wilson's going to stand on it, and he should be yellow carded if he's going to carry on doing that. Joel Linton's now standing on it. It's got to be a yellow card for one of these Newcastle players, but instead Tielemans takes it quickly to Ndidi, who finds Castagna and now Amati. Daniel Amati for Leicester. Still got it, Amati. Forward for Iheanacho, who likes taking up these deep positions. Castagna. Brighton in behind. Can Perez get there? No, he can't, because Nick Pope is the first and quickest off his line. Chance for Newcastle to run here with Willock up against Castagna. Willock's got all the pace in the world in this situation. Still Joe Willock. Joe Linton. Almiron. Oh, it's a poor ball and just picked up for Danny Ward up by Harvey Barnes. Barnes did really well. Tielemans now. He's surely been fouled. And they will play on with Wout Faes and now Ndidi. Barnes, he's very, very deep. And he's nutmegged his man. And here goes Harvey Barnes. Leicester player under pressure. And it was Perez. And he's given the ball away. It's no foul. Here you go, Newcastle. Longstaff. Trippier. He's got Longstaff there. And it's going to be a corner. Well intercepted by Wout Faes. Still stays at 1-0, Newcastle. 21 minutes to go at St. James's Park. A thoroughly deserved 1-0 lead. A well-taken finish by Dan Burn just as the hour mark struck. Yeah, Dan Burn got his first Newcastle goal, Linus. And it was a brilliant, really, really good finish as well. Came in from the left-hand side, cut inside, and just finished well past Danny Ward. Almiron will take the corner. Almiron, the Mark Brighton is very, very close, and he's been told to push away. He's taking his time on this corner, Almiron. Willock. Into Almiron. Trippier. This is some sort of routine here. Willock with the cross. It's a good one, and he's a shove on a Newcastle player in the box. He's come all the way through at the back post. Oh, he's done brilliantly there. It's a shot from Burn, and it's well blocked. An effort deflected. Oh, easily saved in the end by Ward. It was Almiron with the shot. I think Tielemans got in the way. They're appealing for a penalty here. Tielemans did shove Callum Wilson. I'm sure VAR will have a look at if it's in play. It's a good turn. Oh, Harvey Barnes hasn't really contributed much in terms of pure and utter others. Shelled her up when he was younger, was he? That had to be a foul on Wilson, man. That absolutely had to be a foul on Wilson. I don't know how that's not been given, you know. It's a rubbish foul from Tielemans. Anyway, here go Newcastle. And Joel Linton's in behind. Joel Linton! 2-0. Celebrates with the fans and it's game, set and match. Newcastle can take themselves into the Carabao Cup semi-final. Wow, what a finish that is. And that is a finish of a man in confidence. Bruno Guimaraes celebrates with the fans. Wow, what a moment for Joel Linton and for Newcastle United. 71 minutes in. It's Newcastle 2, Leicester 0. It's nothing short of what they deserve. They have been exceptional all day. Dominated from start to finish. And Joel Linton with the seal of approval. The Samba Magic has given them a 2-0 cushion against Brendan Rodgers' Leicester City. And the girl with a Joel Linton shirt and Samba shirt on is having a great time as well. Brilliant from Joel Linton. 2-0. Game, set, and match. Newcastle United. Brilliant. He couldn't... It's just a finish of a man in confidence, and one that he would never have taken in his first few years at Newcastle. It's a great goal. Really great goal. Newcastle into the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. Unless, notwithstanding some incredible moment from Leicester City, if they can come back from this position. But I doubt it, to be honest. Eddie Howe is absolutely ecstatic. I think it was a Guimaraes assist for Joel Linton as well. Newcastle could genuinely win the Carabao Cup. It's his third goal of the season, Joel Linton. Cleared away by Trippier. And can Newcastle go again? It's a bounce, and it's headed back well by the Leicester defenders. And now Ndidi. Leicester need a goal soon if they're going to get back into this, you know. Phase. For Amati. This is where their problem is. I mean, when Wout Faze and Daniel Amati are your two centre-backs, and Johnny Evans is there as well. Oh, it's a chance for Leicester here with Perez. And Jamie Vardy has to score, and he's missed! What a chance! Jamie Vardy had to score for Leicester City. An informed Jamie Vardy and a confident and a playing Jamie Vardy and a warm Jamie Vardy scores that. But he's missed an absolute sitter for Leicester, and that was their only route back into this game. Leicester should have one back. Jamie Vardy had to score. One of the absolute goats of Leicester City. But now he's proving that it might just be the end for him. Here's Willock. He's got Joel Linton with him. Willock. In for Bruno. Good challenge. Perez now for Leicester. Chip forward and Vardy's through again. Here's Jamie Vardy for Leicester. Vardy with the shot! Oh, it just flashes wide. It's so unlucky for Jamie Vardy. He did so much better this time. But it just flashed past the post. And all of a sudden, Leicester look right up for it. Two big chances for Jamie Vardy. The first one was a big miss. This one was a close effort. Flushed past Nick Pope's post. It's really unlucky for Jamie Vardy, you know. It could have been 2-2 in the matter of seconds. Palmer leading at the San Siro with Buffon in goal. Fair enough. Go on, Palmer. It should be. It should be 2. It should be 2. Yeah, bless Vardy, man. He is finished. But he's had a great career, hasn't he? It's all Brighton. Into, that's a good... The man's down. It's Perez. I think I saw how he injured himself there. That's not looking good. Not looking too good for Ayoze Perez. He's just grabbed his ankle. It wasn't a nice landing for it. Oh! Bruno couldn't do anything about it. He didn't mean to do it, but... Perez is up, but ow. That's got to hurt. That has got to hurt, indeed. Newcastle readying Alexander Isak. £60 million signing from Real Sociedad in the summer. Scored at Anfield, of course. I'd love to see Vardy as a pundit, because he'd probably just be no nonsense, wouldn't he? All Brighton to launch it in for Leicester. Towards Wout Faze. It's been flicked on, and it's nearly come to Amati. Played all the way back to Danny Ward now. Ward going to launch it forward. One by Tielemans. No. One by Bruno. Here you go, Newcastle. Oh, he's given a foul against Bruno. I don't particularly think it was. But anyway, fair enough. If you think it's a foul, then it's a foul. Sure, whatevs. Whatever. Oh. That is a good bit of water, you know, lads. Good bit of water. So, 13 minutes to go. Leicester have had a real renaissance since Newcastle scored their second. But it's still 2-0. And Callum Wilson is going to come off for Alexander Isak now. Been a game of running for Callum Wilson. He hasn't really done too much in front of goal. He hasn't actually had a shot, I don't think. He had one effort, actually, I think, that was deflected earlier on. But that's about it in front of goal. He's run his socks off, as he always does for Eddie Howe. And it's a big moment for Alexander Isak now to try and get back into the team. Had a great start to his Newcastle career. Such a great young talent. Obviously went to Borussia Dortmund, maybe a little bit too early, and then excelled amazingly at Real Sociedad. Burn into Joel Linton. The two goal scorers linking up, and it will go out for a Newcastle throw. So it's going to peter out now. Just 12 minutes to go. I think Newcastle will maybe even score another one, you know. A lot of people did say 3-0 Newcastle before the game. I've got to start actually sticking to my word and putting you in the thing. I'll do something anyway. Would I take Joel Linton at Liverpool? I would say no, because he plays on the left-hand side. That's where Diaz... Oh, here you go Leicester, though. Here's Iheanacho. He's got Vardy in the middle. Still Iheanacho. He's found Harvey Barnes with a great pass, you know. Tielemans. And Iheanacho's onside. Still Iheanacho. He's got the cross in towards Jamie Vardy. And I don't get the point in putting a long, lofted ball into Jamie Vardy. What is he doing? Oh, the referee's just taken a tumble. Bruno Guimaraes, Harvey Barnes, and the referee has got absolutely annihilated. No problem, Linus. See you in a bit. Hey, Ollie, how are we? Yeah, but at the moment he's playing on the left of the front three ball, and he's doing very well. If I'm being frank, he's doing excellently. No, mate. It's Carabao Cup tonight. Carabao Cup for the next couple of days. So I'll do Man City. Southampton to play Man City tomorrow in one of the other quarterfinals. So make sure to join me for that one. Leicester have done really well. Just trying to get back into this. I'm good, man. And Didi into Harvey Barnes. It's got to be a foul on him there, and it is. The player who hasn't kicked on, Harvey Barnes. Really hasn't kicked on since when Leicester were very, very good and challenging for the top four. He was one of the top side, but he's not really been at it. Who do Spurs have? I think they're out, bud. I think they got knocked out earlier in the competition. Sorry, mate. Perez beats his man. That's a yellow card, surely for. It's got to be a yellow card, and it is. Perez was sort of rugby tackled by Sven Botman. Yeah, who did Spurs lose to? But I'm pretty sure they are out of it because. Let's have a look, shall I? Carabao Cup. Yeah, so Nottingham Forest v Wolves is the other quarter-final. Man United are still only a goal up against Charlton. So there is potential we could see a penalty shootout there. It's in towards Wout phase and it's gone for a Leicester corner. Botman puts it behind. So tomorrow Nottingham Forest are playing Wolves and then Southampton are playing Manchester City. So that's going to be a real fun one for me to watch. I think it could be 5 or 6 for Man City, but they lost to Forest. Fairs. Good corner, headed away. Tielemans trying to get it under control. He's still battling for the ball, and he's got it. Indeed, he can't beat his man, and here Newcastle can break with Isak. He decided to go back. I don't know why he didn't go forward there, Isak. It's well intercepted. Going to be cleared away by Fabian Schär. Oh, chance for Newcastle here. Big opportunity. They've got 5 on 4. Isak can't quite get there. Can't quite get there. Thrown forward now for Leicester. They're just really going to try and pile on the pressure in these last 10 minutes. If Leicester can get a goal, it's going to be a very, very interesting one. Youri Tielemans. Iheanacho. Enjoy school tomorrow, Ollie. Have a good one, my friend. See you later, man. Lovely for you to pop in. Thank you, mate. And enjoy school. Burn into Joe Willock. He's taken up where Joel Linton was playing on that left-hand side. Joe Willock with the effort! Oh, deflected and wide. I think it was deflected anyway. Might have took a nick off the Leicester player. No, it didn't. It was very nearly curling in. I think it might have been a save from Danny Ward, you know. Ooh. Cheers, man. Newcastle readying Alain Saint-Maximin. Miguel Almiron coming off. Had some good moments in the first half, Almiron, but hasn't really created much since. Saint-Maximin coming on. A player who can cause so much trouble for Newcastle United and really, really go for it. Eddie Howe is really happy with Almiron, it seems. Launched forward and headed away by Trippier. Played in for Isak, but he is offside. Just 6 minutes to go now. I think Newcastle might have ridden out the storm that Leicester did provide just after they scored their second goal. But it was Dan Burn who scored the first. His first goal for Newcastle. And Joel Linton scored his third of the season. Brilliantly assisted by Guimaraes. And here go Newcastle once more. With Joel Linton. Played back now to Botman. Launched away by Nick Pope. First time towards Joel Linton. And is going to scramble and be recycled by Leicester. Vardy in play now. Vardy heads it back for Barnes. Harvey Barnes. You can tell though, Vardy getting the opportunities, the Daka just couldn't get. Because Vardy's running and his ability to find space for himself is so much better than Daka's even now. Chance now for Isak to run forward. He's got Willock with him. And he's going to go out for a Newcastle corner. Probably looking to wrap this up now and maybe score another one. As I mentioned, and I will keep mentioning, I will be live tomorrow for the Manchester City game against Southampton. And if you haven't already gone and checked out the Joao Felix video I did earlier, please go and check that out. We'll be doing loads and loads more transfer videos and videos like that, effectively, across the next few weeks and months, because they're nice and easy to record. I'd say they're quite fun to watch as well. Oh, it's nearly gone in from the corner. Danny Ward has to save it. Wout Faes and Castagna. There was no touches. It was going all the way in from Trippier. Danny Ward didn't seem very happy at all with that. And it was well done in the end. Willock will take the corner now. Thoughts on Backstreet Boys? 2-0 United now, David. Oh, dear. Crossed in. It's going to come all the way through. It's another Newcastle corner. Who scored the second goal? Because I haven't got it through yet. Thoughts on Backstreet Boys? Well, usually I want music a certain way, but when Backstreet Boys come through, I want it that way, man. It's the only song I know of theirs, to be honest. Oh, it's not 2-0 United. Okay. Played short. Crossed in. No problem, David. It was offside. Okay, that's what happened. So Charlton still have a chance. Is that what you're telling me? Leicester, if they're going to get back in this game, need a goal, and they need it fast. They're not going to get it with the ball at Danny Ward's feet, though. Unless he has a rocket of a shot on him from his own box. Castagna. Non-police Mendy for Leicester, who has just come on. He was part of the side that came to Leicester, one of the players that came to Leicester after they won the title. So it was the season after, signed by Claudio Ranieri. Come on, Charlton. If they nick if they manage to nick an equaliser, I hope that the TV will move to that game and we can watch the penalty shootout. But I don't think it will, to be honest. Sky have given Bruno Guimaraes man of the match. I'm going to give man of the match to Danny Ward, even though Leicester have lost 2-0. He has been exceptional in between the sticks, and it could have been 6 or 7 without him. So yeah, my man of the match today is Danny Ward. Although Bruno Guimaraes, Joel Linton and Kieran Trippier have had brilliant games. Sean Longstaff as well for Newcastle United. For Leicester, it's been abject. There's been no real opportunities apart from Vardy since when he came on, and it makes you think, wow, if he can do it at 35, 36 years old, why can't anyone else? Joel Linton is down here. I think it's just a bit of cramp and he's going to get up. I will be live again tomorrow, as I said, for Southampton Man City, so please make sure to join me. I'm really looking forward to that one. I sense an upset, lads. I sense an upset, you know. So make sure to send in your predictions for that tomorrow. I'm going to set up the stream for that tomorrow morning. Yeah, Joe Willock is going to come off now. And on comes Jacob Murphy. His brother Josh was playing yesterday for Oxford United. And Jacob is going to come on here for Newcastle United. So significantly higher level, shall we say. But yeah, good for Jacob here. Launch forward, and it's a chance for Newcastle. And Danny Ward with a karate kick away. He's done so well, and he's got the ball wide for Barnes. He's won a throw-in for Leicester. Just a minute to go then of normal time, and we'll get some additional time now. It won't be too many, I don't believe. Maybe 3 or 4 minutes? What have they added on? Let's have a look here. Played forward for Tielemans now. Tielemans into Iheanacho. He's got Vardy in the middle. Still Iheanacho. 5 minutes added on. It's cleared away. Ball says 8-0 City. Part of me wouldn't be surprised, mate, to be honest. Especially if they start with a strong team. But you know what Pep's like? I think Alvarez will play ahead of Haaland, though. Now it's 2-0 United. Okay. Castagna wide for... and it's cleared away. Oh, well. Manchester United and Newcastle United going through to the Carabao Cup semi-final. Will they be joined by Manchester City or Southampton or Nottingham Forest or Wolves? Tielemans for Leicester, and he's volleyed over the bar. Big opportunity for Yuri Tielemans at the death. But unfortunately for him, it's just skied over the bar. Four minutes to go, and Newcastle will parade themselves into the semi-finals. They'll probably hope to get the winner of Wolves or Nottingham Forest. Joelinton wins the header. Isak challenges Albrighton and does well. He's taken it to the corner and he's appealing for a corner. He hasn't got it. It's a goal kick. It's a great achievement, though, for Nottingham Forest. And they've got a home tie against Wolves to get through to the semi-final of the Carabao Cup after getting so far in the FA Cup last season as well. We got for round 5, I believe. It's a big achievement for them. Dan Burn, it's a poor touch. Here's Barnes. Vardy. Tielemans now. Tielemans for Leicester. It's a challenge. It's just... It's not enough, man. It's not good enough. Two and a half minutes left of what has been a pretty dominant Newcastle performance. They only had one real section of the game, and that was just after they scored their second goal that they didn't look on top, because they've been totally and utterly superior to this Leicester team, who, realistically, apart from Jamie Vardy, have been abject in creativity and abject in goal-scoring opportunity. Gone out for a throw-in. Just me that really like Joe Hodge and Hugo Bueno from Wolves. Yeah, Hodge looked really good and mature the other day. I'd never watched him play before, but yeah, I think he did well. Wout Fades is giving it away now for Trippier. It's a through ball. It's a chance for Newcastle. Big opportunity. Oh, fired across from Murphy, and it's just got away. It's going to come now for Sam Maximan. Beats his man. Sam Maximan again with a corner, with a cross, sorry, and it's headed away well. 8 wins on the bounce for the United. Yeah, they haven't played many good teams, though, to be fair, I'll just say. Guimaraes tries to flick over for Murphy. Just a bit too far, though. Ward launches it forward. Is there going to be one last chance? Vardy's in behind. Vardy's got to the ball from Danny Ward's kick. He's kept it in. But it is a goal kick. It's well played by Kieran Trippier. Really well defended. Hey, Jude. What about Jude? What about Jude? I've not seen anything about Jude. Is there anything about Jude? Jude news, lads? Or are you just saying it, Amarali? Please tell me there's Jude news. I lap up any Jude news. Give me Jude news. Nick Pope just taking his time. Just taking his time. Jude signed a Trent Alexander-Arnold book. Oh, fair enough. And that is it. Game, set, and match. Newcastle 2, Leicester City 0. A well-deserved win for Eddie Howe's men. They have been totally and utterly dominant today. The goals from Dan Burn, his first ever for Newcastle United, followed up 10 minutes later by a beautiful finish by Joelinton. I'll be back tomorrow for Southampton v Man City, but if you aren't already, subscribe to the channel and I'll catch you then. Bye-bye and stay safe.